back, everybody, to the Alumni Couch. I am super excited that you have joined us this afternoon or this morning, whenever you're listening to us. My name is Corinne, and with me this morning, I have got the awesome Lawrence from LP Construction Group. It is so good to have you here, Lawrence.
Well, I grew up in Western Sydney and got an Indian background. And at heart, I'm a builder. I genuinely just love construction and building. I've always had a passion for it. Building homes and creating something from nothing was always something that I was keen on. So I run a residential construction company, and it focuses on low to medium density construction projects. We've been based out of Western Sydney for the last 5 years since it kind of came out of inception. And hopefully in the next few years, then I'd like to grow it into a major property development and investment business. I kind of came into studying construction management through two choices. So I've kind of always been working since a very young age, and I enjoyed practical subjects. So I enjoyed, design, engineering studies, that kind of thing coming out of school, but I was horrible at maths. And so I kind of had a choice to make between engineering or architecture. And I found construction management was just like smack bang in the middle of those two. How I came into Western Sydney Uni, well, I've always been in the West. I love the West. Born and brought up in Parramatta, and at the moment the office is now in Westmead. So always kind of been around this area. And for me, it just made more sense because of traveling. So I did my degree through at Kingswood. And while I was doing that, I was kind of doing full-time study as well as full-time work. So it gave me the opportunity to balance those aspects of life really easily compared to doing a commute into the city. I mean, one of the big things, even they say like doing a master's of business administration in terms of running a company or being a CEO is the network, right? And that's one of the key things I attribute to my degree at Western Sydney University, was that I created a network that was founded in the construction industry. Some of the guys I studied with, I'm still doing business with. Like my classmates in that degree is my steel supplier today. And that relationship was founded back in uni days, right? So that's what they tell you is the value of doing an MBA. And that's the value I see in doing a degree at Western Sydney Uni, especially in construction, because you form relationships, you form networks that actually go into your professional life. As well as that, I mean, the good thing about Western Sydney University was that it was quite flexible. So it allowed me to work around, full-time work, full-time uni. Really enjoyed that, plus the locality of it. So all those things have definitely helped me on my journey. Overall, in terms of course content, it was fabulous. Like the curriculum, the teachers, the lecturers, they were all quite relevant people. And I think that was quite different to the other people that I spoke to going to other unis, was that tutorials or lectures that were run at Western Sydney University had quite relevant information that was industry driven. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, Parramatta Light Rail was a really big contract which the company won. Firstly, because it's a project in the upcoming CBD of Sydney. And so that in itself was quite a big mark. What I loved about it was it's in the neighborhood I grew up in, which is part of the whole Western Sydney heart, like that you're kind of born and raised here, you did uni here, and now you're working out of the knowledge that you took out in Western Sydney. Keystone projects I'd like to highlight is in 2016, I took a few of the local community members over to Sri Lanka, and we ended up building this house for the people who are doing it really tough in the war-torn areas of Sri Lanka. And so we were able to just get there, engage the local economy, bring in the right suppliers, workers, and we built this extension over there. I think as a student, you always got to be keen to learn. You always got to be diligent. You always got to show up and do what's required. And that may not look like it has rewards in it, but there's a hidden business principle in that, which I'll come back to later. But essentially, you just got to show up and be diligent in doing the assignment, which is forecasting a made-up scenario. It may not add to any real-life value, but trust me, do those things well, and you'll end up picking up skill sets, knowledge that becomes relevant after you finish the degree. Now, that takes vision. You won't see it in the moment, but you'll come to realize that after. Same thing with the networks. Like I said, the guys I met in uni ended up doing business with me. So be diligent about that as well. Make good networks, foster those relationships, because you'll be surprised how it comes into play later on. The company was a part of the Parramatta Light Rail project, which was a massive job for us. And that kind of showed me that, you could jump into any size project that you wanted. So that really kind of expanded my vision to take this current business to an R3 specialist, which means a medium density builder. And that's where I want to take the focus of this company. But overall, I want to launch a development company, which hopefully, if everything goes well, I can IPO it. So it's very big intention there.